So the only Grand Slam that both of you or one of you has not been there with me was the 2005 Australian Open, which was basically where life changed again after that junior Wimbledon. And then when after Australian Open is really when things have just never been the same. I played Serena Williams, which people still talk about. It was over 20 years ago, and we still go out. And there are so many better matches that I've played, better opponents I have played against and beaten them. But people still talk about me playing Serena Williams. And it was an iconic moment, not just for us, but probably for India in many ways. That moment, you guys were not with me. So just tell us why you weren't there, and how did you actually find out that I got into, first round, second round, third
2004,
round?
we had decided to, because we thought that, December, January, that's the time there are not too many tournaments because only the Grand Slams happening and you weren't going to be playing that Grand Slam. So we thought we'll take a break and we were going for Hajj. We decided to go on Hajj. And then, as luck would have it, you qualified for the, you for the Australian Open, and by then we had already decided on going to Hajj.
And at that time, money was not something we could just waste and say, no, we're not going
Yeah,
to
it was
do.
also about having once decided on Hajj, we didn't want to go back on that. So that was the first time instantly we had ever had saved enough money to be able to travel on our own for Hajj. And so we went off there, and Nasima's best friend, Neela, traveled with you.
And Anuja.
And her daughter,
and
who
her
was my
daughter,
very
who
close
was your
friend.
close friend. They traveled to Australia. And we were in the tent in Mina when I looked at my phone, and there were like about 100 missed calls. And I was extremely worried because Anam was alone in Hyderabad, and I really wondered what was going to happen, what had happened. So very reluctantly, I called up someone I knew, and they were so excited. I don't remember who it was. So excited.
Kanan, it was Kanan.
Yeah, Kanan, I think.
Kanan, I remember.
He was so excited and saying that, Sania is in the third round and she's playing Serena Williams. And, that was, we were far off in a different world at that time. And then the excitement set in, and even the people in the tent wanted to pray for your success. I said, no, there are bigger things to pray for right now.
They wasted their prayers on that
exactly
at
what
that
I
moment.
said. And then I got a call from some unknown number, and I still picked it up. And that guy was a sports correspondent, and he said, I want to come and interview you. Sir, Sania is playing the third round at the Australian Open. She's playing Serena Williams, and he was all excited. And I said, there's no way you can get to me. I'm in a tent where millions of people are out here. I'm in the middle of Hajj. So there's no way you can even find me. He said, just give me which tent number, sir, because I'm also doing Hajj. I would just want to get your reaction on it.
My God.
It was as crazy as that. Yeah, it was a great moment, and a great memory.
And I truly believe that because you guys were at such a holy place, I feel like some things they just happen, right? And a similar thing happened in 2015 when we won Wimbledon. And in 2015, on match point, it was actually Ramadan at that point. So tell us about that story.
Yeah, I remember, the morning of the match, the final of Wimbledon, and you were a bit nervous. That's the first time I think I've seen you a bit nervy. Normally, you're such a cool customer. You were hitting the ball all over the place in the practice, and the match was in the evening. And I remember telling you, just calm yourself down. It'll all fall into place when the match starts off. And just trying to calm you down. And when the match started, there was quite a sprinkling of Bollywood people from Bollywood, and some cricketers and your friends in our players' box. And there was a lot of excitement. There was, I think, Javed Akhtar and his son Farhan Akhtar. There were a few cricketers. Then there was Huma Qureshi and her brother were there. And it was an exciting match for sure. The first set went to the wire. You lost 5-7. There was no breaks in the second set. It went to the tiebreaker, and you managed to whip it off with some tremendous tennis at the end, winning, I think, 7-4 in the tiebreak. The third set, you all were down 2-5, and that's when I realized that perhaps this could be the end of our dream. And you came back with some brilliance. You and Martina played some amazing tennis, and from 2-5, it came on to 5-all. And then the match was stopped. I remember Martina kept agitating because the light wasn't good, and she wanted the roof to be put on and the lights to start off. Anyway, they stopped at 5-all.
And it became an indoor court then.
It became an indoor court, and that's when I was given the chance to come in and talk to you all when you were inside it. And both of you were getting a massage done and highly excited. You all both were cramping. And all I said, I remember at that time, was just to calm you down. I said, you have already won the match as far as I'm concerned. to come back in a final from 2-5 and to make it 5-all, as far as I'm concerned, you're already winners. And the only reason I said that was to make sure that you kept yourself cool. And I said that now, no matter what happens, we could win, we could lose, but the only way we are going to win is if we play to our strengths. So, Sania, if you ever see a chance to hit a big four, and just go for it. And Martina, if you ever see a volley, don't let it go by, just finish it. Those are your strengths, you have to play for it. And that's exactly what you all did. When you came on, you won, I think, about 7 of the 8 points. You won and finished off the match, and that was the ultimate dream. Just as you were on match point, I remember your friend, I think Ebba, I was fasting. It was Ramzan, and she offered me a khajur and said, Uncle, have this khajur and pray. I'm sure she'll win. And she did.